Alright, class. Today I'm assigning a new book, Pride and Prejudice.
Ugh.
Excuse me?
Isn't Jane Austen like 1,000 years old?
Well, actually, Pride and Prejudice is like 210 years old, so...
Even if that is the case, shouldn't we be reading something more recent? Like, The Hunger Games or Twilight? Something more modern? What is this?
A book, obviously. And a weapon.
Huh?
I'll allow it.
What's your deal, dude?
My deal is you, dude! Have you ever read a Jane Austen book before?
No.
Then I recommend that you shut your mouth! She is worth giving a shot, especially in a high school classroom such as this.
Oh, really? Where's your proof then?
Right here. This is the Barnes & Noble's classic edition of Pride and Prejudice.
That looks like an abomination to me.
Are you sure you want to be saying that right now? Because this is over a pound. 200 sticky notes. This could probably kill you.
I'm sorry.
You better be. Look.
So if we take a closer look at how the book was made, we can see that it uses a PUR or a Burr binding that keeps the spine sustainable. That is why it is able to withstand the 200 sticky notes in it. Barnes & Noble predicts that this is how students will be using it, and it anticipates the concave spine that you see here.
That's perfect.
You get me. And teachers will like this edition specifically because there's just so much extra material in it for students.
If you look through the front matter of the book, you will notice that there's a section titled From the Pages of Pride and Prejudice, which includes some of the major quotes and their page numbers, pages dedicated to Jane Austen's life, and the world events that were going on at the time, as well as an introduction by Carol Howard.
Ooh, that's cool. Fancy.
But wait, there's even more. If you go through the back matter of the book, you would notice the endnotes, a section titled Inspired by Pride and Prejudice, which shows the various film and literary adaptations from Austen's novel, a comments and questions section, and a further reading section, which includes various biographies, critical studies, and other works that were cited in the introduction for readers to check out if they wish to learn even more.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but this seems like a book that's just meant for the classroom. I don't see how it can be useful in my daily life.
Well, you see, the reason why Pride and Prejudice is so popular still is because of its universal themes.
Did you plan this? Did you guys plan this?
As I was saying, Pride and
Wait, is this a voiceover?
Oh my god, can you let me talk for 2 seconds? As I was saying, at its core, Pride and Prejudice is all about human connection. Whether it is romantic, as seen in the slow burn between Lizzie and Darcy, or the wholesome puppy love of Jane and Bingley, or more familial between the Bennets, platonic as seen through Lizzie and Charlotte, or social that showed the conflict of the upper and middle classes, this story dives into all the different types of relationships we have with one another.
Aren't Lizzie and Darcy the first enemies to lovers plotline?
Yes! So that's what you're into, huh? Alright. Well, that's just one of many instances in which we can still see Pride and Prejudice in our media today.
The story has many overarching themes, such as love, family, marriage, class, and gender roles that are all still relevant in our society today. And Austen does all of this while keeping the characters relatable and real through her enticing and witty writing style, which is why Pride and Prejudice was an instant success when it was published 210 years ago.
Huh. So she was alive to see the success of her novel? I feel like that's rare for a lot of the writers we learned about in this dumb class.
That's true. And it's especially significant since she was a female writer of the 19th century. Pride and Prejudice basically gives us like a look into what it was like being a woman at the time, which is basically just boiled down to getting married. So the fact that she was met with so much success is a huge deal.
Alright. As a feminist, I have to admit that's pretty cool.
There you go. But that doesn't go without tribulations.
This is what the original cover page of the first edition of the novel looks like. If you look at it closer, it says, from the author of Sense and Sensibility, London, printed for T. Edgerton, Military Library, Whitewall. T. Edgerton is her male publisher, and you can notice that her name is nowhere to be found.
That's bull.
Yeah, it's completely bull.
According to the Jane Austen Society of North America, when the novel's first edition was published on January 28, 1813 as a 3-volume set, it sold out in less than a year. The website goes on to state that it was so well received that Edgerton printed a second edition in the fall of 1813 and a third edition in 1817, showing that there was a huge demand for it. Today, the National Library of Scotland states that there are over 150 editions of Austen's book. This can range from the first illustrated edition by Richard Bentley in 1833 to the copy I've been talking about all day. There are also various film adaptations of it, my favorite being the 2005 edition with Keira Knightley. There have also been various retellings of the classic story, most prominently a novel called Pride, a Pride and Prejudice remix by Ivy Zaboy that modernizes the characters and tells it from the perspective of the modern Black experience. There's even a retelling of the novel called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, in which the Bennets are zombie hunters. Like, come on, that is so cool!
I'll believe it when I see it.
The right man wouldn't ask me to.
We were born to be wild.
I stand corrected. That's wild.
And the fact that this is a story that still keeps getting new additions, adaptations, and retellings today just shows how relevant and universal the story is to our modern society. We're still able to connect with Austen's story, not just in the classroom, but in our daily lives as well. So what do you say? You wanna give her a shot?
Fine. I guess it's not as bad now that you've explained it. You win.
Wow, Lynn, that was impressive.
Thanks, Teach. I'm just happy to represent my girl, Jane Austen, with pride.
You're certainly going to get an A+ on this project.
Yes!